In this video we're going to look at a grade 10 exam question. So you're told that you've got a rhombus A, B, C, D. So remember, a rhombus is when all the sides are of the same length. So for example, all the sides are of the same length. So this length is the same as this, same as this, same as this. So this angle will be the same as this angle. The opposite angles are always the same, and the intersection would be right in the center. So you're told that the diagonal AC, so you're given the diagonal is located at here and at here. So from this, your task is to work out the length AC. So we've got to work out this length, and we've got to then find the equation of AC. So we need to find the equation of this line, and then because it's a rhombus, this means you're going to have, let's say, a point here and a point here. So this is our rhombus here. All the sides are of the same length, and we need, for the third question, we need to find the equation of BD. So let's just say this is B, this is D. We need to find the equation of this line here. Okay, so we've got to find the length AC, and then we've got to find the equation AC, and then we've got to find this equation. So let's find the length AC first. So the length AC, let's just use Pythagoras here. We've got to find this length here. So so this is a right angle triangle. To use Pythagoras, you've got to find the height. What is the height? Well, to find the height, look at the y and look at the y here. So from this, if it's 4 down and 10 up, then you know this is 14 of length, 14. And you need to know the across here. Well, the across, look at the x and the x. So because it's 3 backwards and 4 forwards, you know this is of length 7. So now we can use Pythagoras to work out the diagonal. So to use Pythagoras, it would be 14 squared and then 7 squared plus a 2 together, square root. So the length is given by this. Okay, so now we need to find the equation of this line. So hang on. We need to find the equation of this line. This is question 2 now. Well, any straight line would be of the form y equals mx plus c. You need to know the gradient. So earlier we worked out that the height here is 14, the across is 7, and it's a right angle triangle. So the gradient will always be the height divided by the across. So the height would be 14, the across is this, and it's going downhill. So stick a negative in front of it. So the gradient is actually -2. So we can put this into the m. So our equation would then become this. We need to work out the intercept. The intercept is here, but we don't know where this here is. We need to work it out. So once you've got the gradient, you need to find the intercept. So from here, select one point on the line. You can select this point or you can select this point. Let's just randomly choose this point here. So this is your y and this is your x. So put this into the y, which will then give you 10, and then put this into the x. So this will be -3. -3 times -2, that will give you +6. So c, take away 6 from both sides, so c equals 4. So you can go back to here and put 4 back into the c. So that will then give you this, and then this is your final answer. But tidy this up. This will then become this. So our equation is given by this. By the way, these two are the same. You can leave it as this. It will be okay. So our equation for this line is given by this. So hang on. So we've got our equation. So the equation of this line is given by this. So now we need to find the equation of BD. So this is the third question. We need to find the equation of this line. So we need to find the intersection of the two. So the midpoint of this line. Because remember, when you have a rhombus, let's just say it looks something like this. This would be right in the center. So this is really the midpoint here. We've got to find the midpoint. So the midpoint would be, hang on, So remember our triangle from earlier. This was 14 and this was 7. Well, to find the midpoint, look at the y and the y. Add the two together, divided by 2. So adding the two together, so that would be 6 divided by 2. So this point here would be of the form something comma something. In terms of the height, it would be 10 plus -4 divided by 2. So that would then be 3. So the height here would be 3. And in terms of the x location, get this, add it to this, and then divide it by 2. So -3 plus 4 divided by 2. So that would be, the numerator would be 1 divided by 2. This would be a half. So the midpoint is located right here. So hang on. So the midpoint is located right here. Now we have the ability to work out the equation of this line because it passes through the midpoint. So hang on, let's start again here. This equation here is given by is of the form mx plus c. We need to know the gradient. So because the rhombus passes through the center, this is 90 degrees, this is 90, 90, 90. So the gradient of something that's perpendicular to this line, remember the gradient here is -2. If you want something that's perpendicular, then it would be the negative reciprocal of this. So imagine this as being -2 over 1. That's our current. That's the gradient of this line. If you want something that's perpendicular to our line, it would be the negative reciprocal. So that would be a half. That would be the negative reciprocal of this is a half. Okay, so you take the reciprocal of this, which will be -1 over 2, and then it will be the negative version, which would then give you a positive a half. So the point is that the equation of the gradient of this line is actually positive a half. Okay, so it's basically when you take the negative reciprocal of this, it will give you positive a half. So the gradient of this line would be positive a half. So now we need to work out c. So we know the gradient of this line, and we need to select one point on this line in order to work out c. Well, we know one point. We know this point right here. So this is your y. This is your x. So put this into the y. That will then give you this. Put this into the x. So that would be a half times a half. That would be a quarter plus c. Now we can work backwards to find c. So times everything by 4. So that will then give you this. And then take away 1. That will then give you this. Divided by 4. That will then give you this. So now we've got c. We've worked out our c. So go back to here and put it back into here. So our final equation for this line is given by this. Okay.